What's up? It is March 1st, Monday. Glad to be back. NBA DFS video. Time to really turn it up. I think this is the last week before the NBA All-Star break. If you want to follow me over on Twitter, you can follow me over on Twitter at Getting Bills. And if you're looking for a book, use mybookie.ag promo code PubSports for a 50% bonus on your cash deposit. Must be a minimum of $99 and 100% bonus on a Bitcoin deposit, minimum of $100. First game is Dallas Mavericks, 6.5-point favorites over the Orlando Magic. The Mavericks are looking like they're fully healthy. I think Porzingis is coming back today. Seems like a team that I'm really looking to fade today. There's a lot of studs on today's slate, and I kind of don't want to play the Mavericks as everybody's going to be healthy. I think there's better studs on this slate other than Luka, as I'll get into it. From the Magic side, their injury report is looking like Aaron Gordon, Cole Anthony, and James Ennis all are out. The only way I really play the Mavericks today, not the Mavericks, the Magic today, is if I was playing them for value. The two value pieces being Michael Carter Williams at $4,400 on Fanduel, specifically, and then also Al-Farouq Aminu, $3,700 and $3,800. He has a decent floor, just not a high of a ceiling. The next game, though, is the Pacers and the Sixers, a game that we're really going to have to wait out some news for. The injury report for the Pacers is looking like Malcolm Brogdon is questionable, so that really kind of determines how I really want to play the Pacers today. Brogdon missed that Saturday game. Pretty interesting to see if he'll go through shoot-around or not. That'll probably give us the determination if he's going to play today or not. Justin Holiday also as well, $4,500 on FanDuel. Seems like one of the better value plays of the day. He's been lock and loaded at the shooting guard position, playing 30-plus minutes consistently. On the Sixers side, injury report is looking like Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris are both questionable. That's pretty concerning. The Sixers are really hard to analyze with that type of news, but if they were to miss both of them, then I would like Ben Simmons at $9,000 and $8,800 on DK. And then if only Joel were to miss, then I would like Tobias, if Tobias does play, $7,100, $7,900. Seems a little bit too cheap. He missed Saturday's game also as well, but I have a little bit more interest in him on FanDuel than DK. And same thing with Seth Curry also as well. He seems like a pretty good, decent value option on FD today. His shooting percentages have just been really low, but the shot attempts have been there. So if they do end up falling, he will crush that price tag. The next game here is the Denver Nuggets, 4.5-point favorites over the Chicago Bulls. Nuggets injury report today is looking like JaMychal Green, Paul Millsap, Gary Harris all out. Really have a lot of interest on this team. Not the highest total of the slate, but one of the higher ones on the slate. Nikola Jokic has been having a career best year. He gets more usage with those guys being out, and then his minutes are going to be pretty secure. Pretty interested to see where the ownership is going to lie with him. Michael Porter Jr., his price tag has been going up, but he's been doubling these last three games. I don't know how sustainable that is going to be, but I kind of like Will Barton a little bit cheaper over there on FD. He's at $4,900. That price tag really stood out to me. I think he benefits the most without Gary Harris being in the lineup. Very shooting reliant, but I think he can pay off that price tag. Also, Monte Morris as well. I expect him to start again. The price tag is coming up, but not high enough. He should be probably like a 5K player. And we're kind of waiting on the Bulls injury report because everybody seems like they're in health protocol. Is kind of a really weird team to really break down so far so early. If I do have to play one guy though from the Bulls as a stack option, it would definitely be Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is one of the league's highest scorers. So I could definitely go down the well with Zach LaVine. But the shooting guard position today is pretty deep, especially over there on FanDuel today. Utah Jazz, they're 7-point favorites over the Pelicans. Over under here is 236, highest total of the slate. Jazz, everyone is healthy for this team. So no injury report really to report here. The only player that I really want to play from the Jazz, though, is everybody's healthy, is Rudy Gobert. Point per dollar wise, seems like he's really popping. $7,700 and $7,400 on DK. You kind of want to play Donovan Mitchell in GPPs, but I really like the shooting guard position today. The shooting guard position is so deep today. The Pelicans, though, everyone's healthy. The total makes you want to play Zion, but Zion's basically at a $9,000 price tag. Feels a little bit too expensive. But Brandon Ingram would be the one guy that I would play from the Pelicans. His shooting percentages have been horrific of recent, but I think if the Pelicans did cover this number in a real life wise, it would definitely be to Brandon Ingram going off. But not a game that I really want to play too much, but the total makes it very hard to just completely fade. But I'm only going to play one lineup today across my single entries on FD. So on FD, I'm looking probably to fade that game, unfortunately. The next game here is the Brooklyn Nets. They're taking on the San Antonio Spurs. The Nets are 6-point favorites. Over under here is 235. KD is out. Jeff Green and TLC are both listed as questionable. I really like James Harden today. He is the cover boy of today's video. $10,700 and $11,000 on DK today. He has one of the highest ceilings on the slate. I think he'll handle this workload like he has been every other night, and he's been absolutely smashing. I don't think the ownership is really going to be there also as well. So that's why he's the cover boy of today's slate. There's a lot of shooting guards on today's slate, but I really want to start it off with James Harden today. Also going down a little bit more, Joe Harris at the small forward position. He's under 5K on FanDuel today, so he has made the player pool. I think he has enough upside at this price tag, under 5K, to really benefit without KD being in the lineup. Also, DeAndre Jordan's under 5K as well. He's been in and out the starting lineup. I expect him to start tonight with the Spurs. The Spurs, though, their injury report, Keldon Johnson's listed as questionable. Derek White, Rudy Gay, Devin Vessel all out. So the Spurs kind of really waiting on that Keldon Johnson news. That kind of really determines the usage on this team. If he were to miss, that would be a big boost to guys like DeMar DeRozan, Lonnie Walker, Patrick Williams, LaMarcus Aldridge. I like this team as a run back option, but we definitely need that Keldon Johnson news to really shake out the projections for this team. I don't know if we'll get that before the slate starts or we'll get that right after shoot around. Very undetermined, but the NBA has been revolving around this news. These slates have been absolutely ridiculous with news, and it's Monday and it's no different than any other day right here because there's a lot of news to be followed for the night also as well. Cleveland, they're taking on the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets 3-point favorites over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, the Rockets are a team that I'm looking towards value today. I don't think John Wall is going to play on the second half of it back-to-back today. Over-under here is 217.5. Very poor over-under. Jared Allen's been looking very consistent for the Cleveland Cavaliers since that Andre Drummond has been set. On the Rockets, though, Christian Wood, John Wall, like I said, are both projected to be out. I would rank the Rockets today as Eric Gordon as probably my favorite option point per dollar wise. Then number 2 would be Victor Oladipo. Number 3 is Daniel House Jr. And number 4 would be Deshaun Tate. He looks like he'll get the start power forward position. And then the last game of the night here is going to be the Charlotte Hornets versus the Portland Trailblazers. The best game of the night for DFS. Over under here is 234. The Hornets, really hard to break this team down with Gordon Hayward, Devontae Graham, and Cody Zeller all listed as questionable. But overall, though, man, I like Mill says right here, back on the Hornets versus Blazers over. Yeah, the Hornets did some good for us yesterday. He says Hornets money line, Hornets +3, Hornets at the half, game over. Man, the Hornets have just been a money machine betting wise of recent. LaMelo over 20.5 points also hit as well. Forgot to add that one in there, Mills. But LaMelo Ball going right back down to the well with him, especially on FanDuel. The FanDuel price tag is way too cheap. I wanted to give him the cover boy privileges, but he's been the cover boy too many times of recent. The FD price tag way too cheap. I'm going right back to the well with LaMelo Ball. On DK, though, seems a little bit too expensive, man. That $8,700 price tag is very high. You're going to want probably 50 points, fantasy points from LaMelo to really pay off that price tag and really be smiling at $8,700. There's a lot of good studs on this slate, so 50 may seem like a little outrageous, but there's going to be a lot of high scoring studs on this slate. The secondary pieces, if Gordon Hayward were to miss with Devontae Graham and Cody Zeller, I would rank the rest of the Hornets as Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, Miles Bridges, and then Malik Monk also as well. On the Blazers side, same injury news as usual. Nurkic, McCollum, and Giles are going to be out. Probably some of these price tags have gone down in the last 24 hours for this team. Enos Kanter's at $6,300, $7,200. That price tag hasn't really gone down, but I'm really more talking about Robert Covington. His price tag on FD kind of stood out to me at $5,800. Seems like a real good game environment for him to be productive today. Also, Damian Lillard seems like one of my favorite studs of the day, $10,100. And then going down a little bit more, I could see playing myself Gary Trent in GPPs if I'm looking to fade Damian Lillard. Seems like a good game environment for him also as well. I feel like the best game on the slate is obviously going to be that Portland versus Hornets game. You're going to want a lot of pieces from that game. And then also the San Antonio Spurs versus the Brooklyn Nets game. Those two games really stand out versus the rest. And then the Rockets are a team that I'm looking forward for value. And then my favorite value option of today's slate, not named Daniel House Jr., is going to be Justin Holiday. He's been pretty productive of recent. I feel like some ownership's going to go towards Lonnie Walker, but Justin Holiday has been playing 30 plus minutes. I know this isn't the best of matchups against the Sixers, but I just feel like minutes equals money in fantasy, and Justin Holiday is $4,500, and I think he has the most secure minutes at that price tag on FD today. But overall, that's my breakdown of today's 6-game slate. Pretty short video, but to head on out of here, make sure you follow me over on Twitter at Getting Bills, and then make sure you hit that bell notification so you get notified for all of our live videos on Pub Sports Live. And then make sure you check out Pub Sports Radio because this is a big UFC content week. So, we're definitely going to be crushing that. So I'm about to head on out of here. Have a great day.